Our second main topic today is something we've been talking about a lot around here on the channel. So if you could for me, Shane, too, I would like you to bring up Black Adam on your Rotten Tomatoes over there, if you could.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
And I just
The
want to see where it's at, because
between the two.
the last time that I looked, man, it was approaching the 30s. And I'm a little worried about it. But that being said, the good thing that we want to talk about today is that it beat box office expectations. I believe we talked about just here on the what's it at?
39%.
39%, guys. This movie's sitting at a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I said it, if you didn't hear my review, it's not a great movie, but there's just so many great moments that by the time it's over, you just feel like, yeah, that was cool. But anyways, that being said, it brought in $67 million over the weekend and to the box office. Beating out Halloween Ends, who was the current reigning defending number one champion at, what was it, Shane? 50 million it made last week. So it doesn't beat it by much, but it beat it by a lot comparison to this weekend, because Halloween Ends dropped massively. So but if you look here, so Black Adam brought in $67 million, and Ticket to Paradise was second. That thing has been killing. I don't know what the hell is going on. They got a cocktail for it, Shane. It's advertised and everything.
What
it look? I don't know what the hell it is, but it looks good. It looks like some, a fruity paradise, like an island
a Mai
drink.
Tai type of thing.
Right. It's colorful and it's got fruit hanging out of it. Mm-hmm. And I almost got it before I realized they had the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson Shazam or Black Adam cocktail. But yeah, so this Ticket to Paradise is still tearing it up. Another thing tearing it up, Shane, Smile was still able to bring in it beat out Halloween Ends, right? It beat it out, not by much, but it was still able to bring in a little over $8 million, which is, again, crazy. Me and my wife had tickets for Smile last night, guys. We ended up going over to Shane's house and hanging out, and we missed the movie, and we completely forgot we had tickets, and we didn't cancel them, and we got charged anyway, but oh well. But yeah, I want to see this movie so bad. I'm so happy that it's continuing to have success. And I imagine, this may sound crazy, but I'm going to say that it will make more money next weekend. That on Halloween weekend, I bet Smile makes like $10 million. I imagine it's going to do a very good weekend when everyone's wanting to go out and see stuff like that before Halloween ends, right? Pardon the pun. But yeah, so yeah, Black Adam's smoking these things, right? That being said, when we were talking about this, Shane, on the show last week, man, honestly, it is just so weird for me not to see $100 million plus opening for this movie, right? You have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which we often talk about as maybe one of the last real movie stars left. You have this big DC character. Pretty much everyone that knew about the movie knew Superman was going to be in it at some point. It kind of had everything going for it. And I just thought for sure that it could have 100 plus opening weekend. Now, when they were projecting it like a few months ago, they were projecting like 155 million, but when we talked about it last week on the show, I believe they were projecting 55. Mm-hmm. So they actually, beat projections by a lot.
And they lowered it. I think originally it was around 80, and then they lowered it to like 60, 55 or 60, I can't remember, and now it came in at 67.
Yes.
So it's kind of in between their original projections, below that, but above their new projections.
Right. And again, I'm a little shocked that it's not, way more. And also, I guess the most shocking part and the most telling part to me, and I think this speaks a lot to it, is that it is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's biggest opening weekend ever. So I guess I don't know why I was expecting $100 million opening weekend, guys.
What more can this man do for you, Key? Come on.
I don't know what I wanted. I don't know. But yeah, so his biggest opening ever, $67 million. I mean, good for you. I'm happy for The Rock. I'm happy for this movie. I don't think it deserves all the... Shane, do you have what the audience was?
Yeah, it's at a 90.
90%. And I said this on the channel that this could be one of those ones where critics are at like 40 and audience is at 90, and it totally is one of those ones because, you know, a word that I hate using, but we all know, is fan service. And this movie almost feels like they're just delivering what they know we want. Like, again, it's not a great movie, but there's so many moments where they give us what exactly we want, the way we want it, and it's so done well that we're like, God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
So,
you know, DC needs one of those movies too.
Yeah.
That, you know, that was a safe movie. That's okay. There's plenty of other characters to not be safe. You know, Batman, I thought they played it very unsafe, and it paid off.
Yeah.
So, you know, the critics score on Rotten Tomatoes, I know you've explained this to me before. So 39% of the critics had positive things to say is what how Rotten Tomatoes works, right?
So the way it works is it's like it basically, and the way we live is a thumbs up, thumbs down world.
Sure.
Is the way you got to look at it. So they can't go on there, a critic can't go on there and say, well, I think it's a 60%
Sure,
or
it's just
something.
good or
it's
bad.
It's just I liked it or I didn't.
You know, the thing is, this is why I dislike Rotten Tomatoes. So my wife and I last night, we watched a movie called Society, and it was pretty cool. It was a horror movie. It was by the producer of The Reanimator. Well, the movie he made right after that, The Guyver, do you remember that with Mark Hamill?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that? 40% on Rotten Tomatoes critics score. It has a 1% better review than Black Adam. Now, you explain that to me. Please, Key. Let's spend the next 5 minutes. I don't want to take any more time during this segment. I just want you to explain to me why Black Adam in the critic's eyes is a worse movie than The Guyver.
Well, you know, I talked a little bit about it on the show, and again, I was back to, you know, I'm hating saying this phrase. I really hate saying this one, but comic book movie fatigue, right? I think there's some of that starting to happen. So, again...
do you think this is a good remedy for comic book fatigue? Is Black Adam a good, a boost of, you know what, superhero movies? I'm going to say
no, I think Black Adam's a perfect example of a movie, again, just like I felt Thor 4 was this year, which is, you showed me that 10 years ago, and we had all been like, oh my God, best superhero movie ever made. But now that we have so much material and that is good and diverse and different, it just felt like another one, kind of, you know. That's how Thor 4 felt. And Black Adam, I could see to a critic, you know, not a guy who just goes out to see Marvel movies and comic, but goes out to see all kinds of movies, right? I could see where he'd be like, man, I'm getting kind of tired. It was good, but man, it kind of feels like everything else I've seen.
Do you think The Rock helps, seeing The Rock as a superhero?
So I think The Rock actually hurt this film. Yeah, and the reason I think that is because we know The Rock as such a charismatic guy, right? He is like one of the most charismatic people on the planet. Proof positive is the not Jungle Book, I'm sorry, the one Robin Williams did, Jumanji, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
yeah.
So he revitalized that, brings it back, brings Kevin Hart aboard, and that movie makes $1 billion twice, 2 of them, because, again, he's so charismatic, and you team in with someone like Kevin Hart or someone else funny.
Another charismatic person.
Right, and it works so well. But then you take that guy, right, the most charismatic man on the planet, and you make him this brooding, with no emotion kind of, you know, character. I think for a lot of people, that took away from the film for them. What, you know, it was just hard to see The Rock in that.
You know,
way.
That's a great point. So in a perfect world, it'd be Henry Cavill playing Black Adam and The Rock playing Superman.
For sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think a Rock Superman seems like a no-brainer.
I think a Cavill Black Adam sounds like it makes sense to me. Honestly,
there we go.
Because it is. You're honestly 100% right, and it would make more sense. But yeah. So I think if we get to a point, You know, or we even had someone comment on, our Black Adam video that said, that mentioned about how, shame on The Rock for making a good movie because, now I want to see more DC movies. So I at the end of the day, I think that what the audience is seeing, what the audience is reviewing, and what the audience is doing is going out and seeing this movie. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day,
90%.
I think it'll be a success. Now, the other thing that commenter mentioned is how different it will be to at some point, right, cross this movie with Shazam's, because Shazam's is like this lighthearted, kid-friendly, and then this is like almost an R-rated movie. It really felt R-rated. It did. So to put those things together, almost maybe he should have been Shazam.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, because then you get this lovable, hunk of a dude that, yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm still glad that it's doing well. I'm glad that it beat projections at the box office that they thought it was going to get. I'm glad it's The Rock's biggest opening weekend ever. I'm still sad that they didn't have any popcorn buckets for me, but...
Well, maybe this one. I didn't get to see it. We were supposed to see it yesterday.
Yeah.
And then today.
Yeah.
Both of those fell through. But either tomorrow, probably, or Wednesday,
right,
you're going to get another try it to get the popcorn bucket?
If they got them. Yeah. I mean, he told me that they didn't even get any. So.
Yeah. Are you going to call around the theaters? Maybe that'll entice you?
There's only one AMC.
Yeah. Oh, AMC's the only place you can get it.
Uh-huh.
I see. Yep. I see.
Yeah, so I'd have to order it online. And
road trip.
Yeah.
Let's go to the big city.
That still didn't work out like I was mentioning on the channel last week. I had last time ordered a Mjolnir popcorn bucket when I was at Thor because they allowed a bunch of people to come in and buy them that weren't even seeing the movie, so they were gone when I got there. And they were like, but you can order one online. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
So they could have too. The people that came in,
right,
they could have ordered it online.
And so I did. I ordered one online when Thor 4 came out. Which was, I don't even remember, May.
Yeah, right.
And when I brought it up on the show the other day, I was like, that thing was like $75.
Where is it at?
What's going on? And so I looked in my email, and sure enough, in the damn description of the receipt they sent me, it says right on there, this is a pre-order for fall 2023.
Okay.
And I'm like,
2023? What? So right in time for Thor 5?
I am so done. I'm like, can I cancel? Where's the F button, man? Anyways, but guys.
So when you finally get it, you're going to be like, hey, do you remember when Thor 4 came out?
Right. Here's the Hammer popcorn bucket for it.
Can we have an unveiling on their show when that finally comes in?
Yeah, for sure. We got to now, right? Yeah. It's got to be this big presentation.
Maybe we can put like a counter on the screen of how many days.
Yeah,
it's been
right, for sure. I mean, it's like I said, it's been months. I mean, to have for $75, dude, just to have my 75, that's a loan. That's a loan at that point. Right. I want interest.
No kidding.
But anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on this whole Black Adam situation? It killing at the box office. Have you guys gone out and seen it? Did you like it? It seems like most of the audience has seen it, enjoying it. I dug the movie. Again, I don't think it's a great movie. I don't think it's a top 10 comic book movie of all time. I don't even think it's top 15 or 20. But I think it has some moments in it that may be top 10 moments in a comic book movie of all time. And more than anything, something we talk about all the time, Shane, is, as important to a good story as good characters. And when they're done right, you should get what I got when I walked away from it, which was, I want more Dr. Fate. I want a Hawkman movie. I mean, I really fell in love with these characters, man. Like, and as Shane knows, I'm not the biggest DC fan. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of any of their characters, really. But as Shane also knows, I've been looking to spend as much money as I can. I'm gonna hire a private investigator so we can find me that Dr. Fate helmet.
I love it. I got to see this in action.
I'm going to be Fate, guys. It's inevitable. It's Fate.
You've already seen it.
Right. Anyways, guys, moving on. With that being said, let us know down in the comment section below what you guys thought of Black Adam, or when you're going to see it. Have you seen it? All those kind of things.